Grounded's latest update 1.4.7 is currently in beta testing on Xbox Inside Hub, which you can download from the Xbox store, or on Steam Beta. PlayStation and Switch fans, you're going to have to just wait for it to drop, as well as anyone else that doesn't want to mess around with betas. It's got a whole ton of improvements to the Playgrounds mode, as well as the Remix yards. In fact, a big focus is on both of these. From changing the bug sizes to small or large and fight literally supersized bugs, they can move faster, give them more health, more damage, or a whole ton of infusion powers. This is all available inside Playgrounds mode. But there's one big change that players who are just playing regular story mode and don't necessarily like being in the remix yards because they find it too hard, but you want to get hold of all the new weapons or at least try them out. Well, there now is a way. You can now create a custom game out of your story mode. This does mean you won't be able to earn any more achievements, so best recommended to make sure you've already got them first. Whether you're a trophy hunter or not, you can change this setting like always in the options menu, and then you can customize the game to make it either a lot easier or a lot harder. But the new option they've added right at the bottom of that same menu is the remix level. So if you've always not liked the fact that you have to just basically play in a remix yard, fighting infused bosses and more, and maybe want to go back to a peaceful life, you can literally change it back to level 0. I know from all my comments and lots of my guides over the last year or so since the fully reloaded update came out, some of you guys really didn't want to mess around too long inside the New Game Plus versions, but you did want to get access to all of them weapons. You normally can't when you're just in a regular game mode, but now you can pretty much hop ahead and maybe increase the level so you can unlock them all, as long as you've got enough raw science. As you just saw there weren't any in the shop because I'd set my remix level back to 0, but I still have access to things like fusion crystals, as well as all my other gear that I managed to unlock in the brand new game mode. This new option literally just resets everything, so you won't come across any infused bugs, there won't be any infused bosses, and you won't necessarily get any new drops, especially things like ooze or any of the obviously fusion crystal stuff you need. You can always check in the OS menu what level you're on. It always tells you alongside what day you're on. And just to repeat and show you, here I am back in that same save, but before I messed around with the settings, you can see everything that I can maybe unlock, or I'm going to have to get to New Game Plus 2 before I can. But go into the game settings again, change it to a custom mode, and then go all the way down to the remix level. And you can set it to level 2, giving you access to all of the stuff that you can buy and unlock. And of course it will mean that the game does get harder. Or you can even skip a few levels. If you don't want to mess around with either levels 2, 3, you can skip all the way to 4 and get even more of the unlocks. Again, as long as you've got the raw science to go and buy a lot of these recipes for the weapons. The salt chipper especially is something you might want to unlock, as it does a busting damage, meaning it's literally a pickaxe that can smash rocks, but it's still technically a two-handed hammer, giving you busting and salt damage as well as smasher. Once you bought what you need, you can simply just go back and change the remix level back to 0 or back to 1, and there you've still got the weapon and all of anything else that you managed to unlock. It's a small little detail, but I think it will definitely help out a lot of players that really just don't want to mess around in New Game Plus, but do kind of want all the cool weapons. Of course, there are still some weapons and gear that you can't get unless you mess around by infecting certain ant creatures or maybe taking on some of the bosses, but this is still a big help for some players that really just want to go back to a cozy life. So whether you're a builder or just playing with your family and you just want a bit more of a chill experience after going through the trauma and drama of taking on so many infused bosses, you can now reset your world but keep your progress. If you're still relatively new to Grounded, well, my name's Jade. I've covered Grounded for nearly 5 years, got millions of views in the game, hundreds and hundreds of videos, giving you lowdowns on everything you need to know. So if you want to find out more about reloaded yards and basically New Game Plus, go and check out the playlist with more tutorials, and so that you can activate this when you're ready to take on a tougher challenge, or go ahead and revert back to a simple life of cutting grass. Until next time, rat bags, laters.